Good morning, students. This is your teacher Neelam Elawat, and we'll continue the topic that is your chapter 2 biological classification. Dear students, this is our lecture number 2, and we'll continue what we were talking yesterday, that is the Whittaker's classification. Okay? I hope you're enjoying your studies at home. Yes. So, shall we continue? You better keep your books and notebooks ready. We'll start. Okay? Let's start, dear students. Now, before we go further, let's revise what we have done yesterday. We've talked about the Whittaker's classification. It was Whittaker who classified all living organisms into 5 basic kingdoms. Okay, he classified all the living organisms into 5 kingdoms. The very first was Monera, second is Protista, third is Fungi, fourth is Plantae, and fifth is the Animalia. We'll be discussing each kingdom in detail separately, right everyone? So today we'll start with the Monera concept. We'll start with the kingdom Monera. Now kingdom Monera. The kingdom Monera has only bacterias. Okay, the bacterias are involved in this kingdom. So they are the sole members of the kingdom, that is Monera. And we all know that bacteria, they are found everywhere, isn't it? They are present in handful of soil. They are present in the air. They are present in the water. They are present in the extreme habitats also. Like the extreme habitats like your hot springs, deserts, snow, deep oceans. So they are found everywhere. And they are also found inside the body of the living organisms, right? They are found in the intestine of human beings also. E. coli lives their intestine, isn't it? And they also live on our bodies as parasites. So bacteria, they are the only members, and there is no place, there is no habitat where your bacteria are not present. So they are present everywhere. Okay, dear students? Now this bacteria, they can be grouped into 4 categories depending upon their shape. Okay, we can classify the bacteria into 4 groups depending upon their shape. Like suppose if they have a spherical in shape, then we call it as coccus. If they are rod shaped, we call them as bacillus. If they are comma shaped, we call them vibrium. That is, vibro is an example. If they are spiral in shape, spiralium, right? Let's look at the diagrams. You see, they are spherical in shape, cocci. They are comma shaped, that is bacillus. They are spirala, right? They are spiral, that are called spiralum. And you can say comma shaped, that is vibra. Okay, they are comma shaped. This means they are vibra. Bacillus is basically rod shaped. It is spherical. It is rod shaped. It is spiral, and they are comma shaped. So we have grouped, or you can say bacteria, they can be grouped in 4 categories depending upon their shape. Now, when we're talking about the Monera, this Monera is further classified into 2 more categories. That is the Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Archaebacteria means the primitive bacteria. Okay, they are the primitive bacteria. While the Eubacteria they are considered to be the true bacteria. Okay, they are considered to be the true bacteria. So we'll talk about the Archaebacteria first. Now Archaebacteria, they are further classified. There are 3 categories of Archaebacteria. One is methogens. Okay, second is thermoacidophiles, and third is halophiles. Okay, so first is methogens, thermoacidophiles, and halophiles. Okay, dear students? So 3 categories. First of all, methogens. Methogens means they will produce methane. The bacteria which produce methane. So these bacteria, they convert carbon dioxide into methane. Right, students? They convert carbon dioxide into methane. I hope you've understood. And these bacteria, they are present in the cow dung. Okay, they are present in the cow dung, and they will ferment the cow dung, and methane gas will be released. They are also present in the rumen of cattle. Okay, where they will help in digesting the cellulose. Okay, So again I'm repeating, methogens means the bacteria which will produce methane, they will convert carbon dioxide into methane, and this methane will be released into the air. These bacteria, they are present in the cow dung, they are present in the rumen of kettles, right? And they bring about the fermentation process in both the cases, and they will release methane into the air. Next is halophiles. Halophile means they are ones who are living in the salty atmosphere. So they are salt loving. Okay, dear students, they are salt loving. They are present in the areas such as Great Salt Lake. They are present in the Dead Sea. I hope you have heard about Dead Sea. It is a sea where the salt concentration is very, very high and no living organism is observed. But the bacteria are present there. Okay. They are these bacteria, the halophiles, they have a purple membrane, right? Their membrane is purple because they contain a pigment which is called as bacteriorhodopsin. Okay, they contain a pigment which is called bacteriorhodopsin, and that gives a purple color to their membrane. Okay, dear students. Now what is this function of this pigment? It absorbs the light and directly forms ATP, isn't it? Just imagine if this happens for us, if we absorb sunlight and directly it is converted into ATP. It would be miracle, isn't it? So these bacteria, they are found in salty areas and their membrane is purple due to the presence of a pigment which is called bacteriorhodopsin. It captures the sunlight, it captures the bright light and converts it into ATP, right? And they do not perform the process of photosynthesis. They only capture light, it convert directly into ATP. The last category is thermoacidophiles. This is the last category. Thermo means heat and acido means acid loving. So these bacteria, they are observed, they are present in the places where heat is more, when temperature is high, and acidic atmospheres. Okay, so they basically survive in a temperature of 80 to 100 degrees Celsius and even the acidic medium. That is why I call them as acidothermophiles. And these are aerobic bacteria, means they will oxidize sulfur into sulfuric acid. Aerobic bacteria, they will take oxygen, right? They will take oxygen. So they convert sulfur into H2SO4, that is your sulfuric acid. Okay. And some of the bacteria, they can also reduce sulfur. Like if they will act upon H2S and will reduce sulfur to, they will act upon sulfur and will reduce it to H2S, right? They are also observed to be present in hot sulfur springs. They are present in hot sulfur springs. Okay, these are certain places. And there is Yellowstone National Park. This national park where these bacteria can be easily observed, right? That is Yellowstone National Park. Coming to the eubacteria. As I told you, eubacteria, they are the true bacteria. Okay, they are referred to as true bacteria. Eubacteria means true bacteria. Now they can be of three basic types. One is photosynthetic bacteria, chemosynthetic bacteria, and third is heterotrophic bacteria. Okay, dear students. Now let's take up each category separately. Cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria, the bacteria that contain chlorophyll. Okay, so they are quite similar to your green plants. Okay, they are referred to as photosynthetic bacteria that are commonly called as cyanobacteria because they contain chlorophyll. So they are sometimes called as blue-green algae. They are also known as blue-green algae. BGA means blue-green algae. Like there are certain examples, spirulina, anabina, ocetellaria, right? And they can be observed in both the places, marine also, aquatic also. This example this example is of nostoc. Okay, it also contains, right? It has a covering which is called a mucilaginous sheath. It contains a covering which is called a mucilaginous sheath. See, it is a colony. There are a number of bacteria are there. It's not a single bacteria, but a number of bacteria are present. Okay? Clear, everyone? And this is responsible for the blooms in polluted water. Okay, they are responsible for blooms in the polluted water. Clear? Am I clear, everyone? Right. At some places, if you see, they contain the heterocysts are present. Can you see the heterocyst? Okay. Heterocyst means that these organisms, they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. Okay. They can fix atmospheric nitrogen. So that is why they have a certain specialized cells, and those specialized cells are called heterocyst. Those specialized cells are called heterocyst. So they can easily fix the atmospheric nitrogen. Fix the atmospheric nitrogen means they will use the nitrogen present in the air and convert it into a usable form. Right? Convert it into a usable form. Right, students? That is called fixation. Second is chemosynthetic bacteria. Chemosynthetic. Chemo means chemical, right? And synthetic means they will synthesize. So they synthesize food by using chemicals. Okay, they synthesize their food by using the chemicals. They are non-photosynthetic, means they do not perform the process of photosynthesis, right? So they only utilize chemical energy, and this chemical energy, they will oxidize the chemical compounds. Now suppose there is chemical compounds are there. Okay, chemical compounds are there. Now these compounds, they will be oxidized. Okay. Clear? Hai? So they will oxidize this and energy will be released in their body. Oxidation of chemical compounds will take place and energy will be released. Clear? Is it clear, everyone? Right. So example is sulfur producing bacteria. One of the best examples is sulfur producing bacteria, right? Sulfur bacteria. Okay, everyone? Okay. Last category that we have, heterotrophic bacteria. The bacteria which depend, heterotrophic means the bacteria which depend on others for their food. So they are basically the decomposers, right? They are basically the decomposers. Okay, the bacteria which are present in this category, they are basically decomposers. Okay, they are basically decomposers. Clear, everyone? Okay, like the bacteria which help in converting the curd into milk, the bacteria which help in producing the antibodies, the bacteria which are present in the leguminous plants, in the roots of the leguminous plants. Okay, dear students? Some of them, they may cause damage. Some of these bacteria, they may cause damage to the human beings also. Like they can cause diseases. They can cause certain diseases in crops. They can affect the farm animals. Clear? Like the disease cholera is being caused by the different bacteria. Okay, the disease cholera is caused by the different bacteria. The last category that we have is a mycoplasma. They are the organisms that do not have the cell wall. They lack cell wall. And they are the smallest living cells. And they can survive even without oxygen. So mycoplasma are the organisms which can survive even in the absence of oxygen. Okay. And they are pathogenic. Pathogenic means they cause diseases in animals and plants. Right, everyone? So we have talked about the archaebacteria and eubacteria. Let's summarize. Your archaebacteria, there are 3 types: halophiles, acidophiles, and methogens, right? Then your eubacteria, there are also 3 types: photosynthetic bacteria, chemosynthetic bacteria, and heterotrophic bacteria. And the last category in them is the mycoplasma. Okay, dear students? Now let's see this. How does bacteria, they reproduce? So mainly they reproduce by fission, that is your binary fission or multiple fission. But in extreme cases, when the conditions are not favorable, they can use the spore formation also. And in some cases, the process of conjugation is also observed, right? So, three processes: fission, spore formation, and conjugation. Coming to your homework for today, dear students, first of all, you will make notes of this topic and you will read the page numbers 19 and 20 of your NCERT. Okay, everyone? You will read these page numbers, right? Okay. So, bye everyone and enjoy your studies.